Mushrooms! Who doesn't love a good mushroom? It's National Pizza Week! Do foods have holidays? National Root Beer Day, Ice Cream Day. As if you already needed an excuse to eat pizza every night of the week, now you can. And I'm gonna show you how, the healthy way. Don't you remember those late nights at college, gorging on pizza with your friends? I don't really remember that either. This is not that pizza. I'm gonna show you how to make a delicious pizza that's packed with veggies and made with a whole wheat dough. The first thing you wanna do is make your dough. To start, you mix your dry ingredients. I have 1.5 cups of whole wheat flour. Then, I'm gonna add about 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Next, add your 2 teaspoons of dry yeast. Add about 1/4 cup of applesauce to your dry ingredients. Then, slowly add warm water and mix well. Once your dough has come together to form a nice ball, sprinkle the top and the bottom of the bowl with flour. Once you've formed your dough and you sprinkle the bottom of the bowl with flour so it doesn't stick, find a nice warm place and cover the dough for about 1/2 hour to let it rise. Sweet dreams, little dough. While your dough is taking a nap, prepare your other ingredients. I'm gonna do a tomato sauce for mine, but you could do pesto, you could do hummus. There are so many options. It's totally up to you, which is what makes pizza great. For my tomato sauce, I just need 3 ingredients. Tomatoes, a little bit of lemon juice, and lots of garlic. These are my favorite type of tomatoes to use because there's one ingredient, tomatoes. You can definitely buy a store-bought sauce, but usually they're packed with sodium, sugar, preservatives, and we don't want that in our pizza. We want to be able to eat this every day, remember? The first thing I'm going to do is combine my sauce ingredients in a saucepan and let it simmer down until it thickens up. While your dough is still napping and your sauce is on the stove, figure out what's in your fridge that you could possibly put on a pizza. Mushrooms! Who doesn't love a good mushroom? Onions! One of my favorite ingredients to put on a pizza is actually apples. I love the sweetness and the crunch it gives. I had a pizza with apples on it for the first time at one of my favorite pizza places in Vermont when I was going to school there. And ever since then, I've always put apples on my pizza. It's amazing, try it, you'll love it. I've sliced my onion and I've sliced my apple. Now I'm just gonna slice the mushroom and we'll get started. This is a trumpet mushroom. The mushrooms are gonna give our pizza an earthy, rich taste and a really nice texture too. Once my topping ingredients are all prepared, I'm gonna caramelize the onions. The trick to caramelized onions is starting with a really hot pan. Let your onions hang out in the pan until they start to get brown. Then slowly add a little bit of water at a time to deglaze the onions, but let them keep cooking until they get nice and caramelized. My onions have browned and softened up really nicely and they're really fragrant. So now I'm gonna add the apples and the mushrooms to my pan. Cook your onions, apples, and mushrooms until they all start to soften and release their natural sugars. While your toppings are cooking, you can roll out your dough. First thing I'm gonna do is flour my work surface. This could be a sticky situation. Then I'm gonna flour my rolling pin. Our dough has risen a little bit and is nice and elastic. So I'm just gonna knead it to get all of the air bubbles out that the yeast caused. And I'm just folding it over itself a few times. Whew. Now that our dough is nice and flat, I'm going to transfer it onto a pan lined with some parchment paper. And this is the perfect sized pizza for 2 people, or yourself. The apples and mushrooms have softened up really nicely and the sauce is thickened up. So it's time to assemble our pizza. But there's one last thing I want to add to the crust before we start. A touch of maple syrup on our pizza is going to bring out the natural sweetness and the earthy flavors from the mushrooms. The garlic in this sauce smells so good. Once all your toppings are on, stick it in a 475-degree oven for about 15 to 20 minutes until the crust is nice and golden brown. While you're waiting for your pizza to cook, you can sing a song, that's amore, or just wait patiently. After about 15 minutes in the oven, our pizza is finally done and it looks and smells amazing. While my pizza's still hot, I'm gonna sprinkle on a little bit of fresh arugula for that nice bite and a little bit of added color. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna wait for this to cool before I eat the whole thing myself, but just remember, National Pizza Week doesn't have to be unhealthy pizza week, and any pizza night can be healthy. Leave me a comment telling me what I should make next. Now that's amore. I didn't laugh either. See you next time.